This should do. How do you feel?
Oh, can't complain. After all, there's a cozy tree in my back.
I promise, this will be the last fire. After tonight, it won't be trees anymore, but walls and a roof. In Shiring, I will find a job.
What if the bishop wants to hire you for life? To keep his palace in shape, maybe strengthen the town's defenses? Plain things, Tom Builder. Just walls and roofs.
There. Took me a lifetime to find some dry ones in this wet. Why didn't we just use your staff? That old thing would have done nicely.
Because that thing is precious. It's not made to burn. And we might be able to sell it. Right, now let's see if this does the trick.
Hurry up, I'm freezing.
Да подожди ты, закоченела-то. Папка занят. Занят пока папка.
Oh, come closer, dear. I'll keep you warm.
Что мы видим? Да, сразу видно, глупый сын. Типа сжечь посох. То есть, ну это явно же какое-то приспособление инженерное.
What's the matter? Just use
Ну
the
сожжешь ты его в один раз. Надолго ли тебе его хватит? Ну типа один раз этого. Так. Парочка искр поярче, пламя займется. Дай попробуем.
Yeah, should be dry enough.
I told you.
Так. Кремень.
Martha, you want to cut up some turnips? We'll be making soup.
If it helps.
Alfred, you go and look for water.
We could just eat snow.
No, it'll be proper water for my family. You sit, I'll take care of it.
You still haven't answered my question, Tom Builder. What if the bishop offered you a job like they did in Exeter? Something that is beneath your craft, but pays for a lifetime. Easy work.
Well, building something is never easy.
You know what I mean. After Exeter, you said I could create something that matters, something that stands for eternity, or I could die setting up houses and sheds. But what if houses and sheds would feed your family? Would you stay this time, or would you keep on looking?
Вот сварливая жена. Останься, чтобы тебя прокормить.
I'd be glad to stay.
Ты беременная и сварливая. С тобой лучше не
Just
связываться.
promise me you'll think about it.
Привет, Настя.
Maybe we can sell the baby.
Alfred!
I'm joking. Don't listen to me.
Хорошо. Так.
Stupid snow.
Вообще, чем ему не нравится растопить чистый снег, блин? Но это же средневековье, там снег должен быть чистейший. Не там выхлопных газов, там сажи какой-то. Взял бы да растопил, что такого? Нет. Моя семья будет пить хорошую воду. Вот из замерзшей лужи это хорошая вода.
But my pot should break it. Houses and sheds. walls and roofs. Oh. I'd be glad. I should be glad.
Tom, what's keeping you?
Ну, сварливая старуха.
And did you think about what I asked you?
Да, господи. Да возьмусь я за работу, успокойся,
Dreaming of building
женщина.
a cathedral was foolish. When we get to Shiring, I'll take the job.
Мне нужно вот эти рты кормить, блин, и пузатую
Why is a
жену.
cathedral so
Конечно,
special?
возьмусь.
Well, you've seen a few. You should know.
Yes, but there are so many already. Why do you have to build another one? Is it because God needs more houses?
May I?
If you must.
Well. Actually, a cathedral isn't so different from any other house. It always starts simple, with some walls.
And on top of that, you put a roof.
Very good. A roof to keep off the rain, and walls to keep up the roof. Together that makes one big, long, but dark room. Like a cave. So of course you may want some light coming in.
Windows.
Right. So the people inside can see what they're doing.
I think you forgot something. People can't get in if there are only walls.
Right. That's why we mustn't forget the doors. And not only doors, but a big and impressive one to let in as many people as possible. By now, we've carved quite a few holes in our cathedral. Unfortunately, not every building can carry a roof like that and have so many windows.
So what do we do?
Good and solid work. That's what we do. If we don't want our cave to collapse, we have to make everything perfect. Not only strong, but consistent and perfectly even. The walls, the roof, the windows, everything perfectly proportioned.
You shouldn't say big words like proportioned when talking to a child.
What does it mean?
It means beauty. Well, it means not only will it keep them dry, it will give them hope. Agnes?
Mama?
Ой, сколько крови. Очень ненормально.
The baby is coming.
But it's not due. Have your waters broken yet?
Soon after we started walking this morning.
You should have told me.
I'm so tired. I don't believe I can bring it into the world.
But look at all the blood.
Right, what can I do to help?
Cover me.
Will she die? she'll die, right?
Mama.
Let me cover you. What else can I do?
Give the children something to do.
Children? Alfred. Go and collect more wood. Let's have a bigger fire.
More wood?
I can do it. Let me.
Alfred is faster. He has to do it.
But I want to help too.
Martha. Collect some reeds and make me 2 lengths of string, each big enough for a neck.
What for?
You'll see. What else can I do?
I put more wood on the fire.
Can you feel the warmth?
Yes.
What else can I do?
Just stay with me. Oh, your hands are cold.
I could warm them for you.
No. Stay here. Please. It's not long now. Be ready.
Alfred. Get more water. Take snow if you must and make it warm.
Right.
Remember when Martha was born and the Lady Isabella acted as midwife?
You were building a chapel, and you asked her to send her maid to fetch the midwife from the village.
Yeah, and she said, that drunken old witch will let her deliver a litter of wolfhound pups. And she took us to our own chamber. And poor Lord Robert could not go to bed until Martha was born.
It's coming! Help me, Tom! It's coming!
I can see it.
It looks horrible.
He's perfect. A perfect boy.
Боже, почему столько крови?
You're still bleeding.
It's all right. It will stop soon. Tom.
Yes?
Thank you for being my midwife.
У меня
Do you
был
remember
вариант.
the night I came to you? In your lodge? When you were working on my father's church?
Of course. How could I ever forget?
I never regretted giving myself to you. Never. For one moment. Every time I think of that night, I feel so glad.
Me too.
I hope you build your cathedral.
Да ладно собор.
I
Выжив
thought you were
давай.
against it.
I was. But I was wrong. You deserve something beautiful. Build a beautiful cathedral for me.
Papa, what's wrong with her face?
Agnes. Agnes, wake up.
Какое грустное начало. Интересно, а я мог сделать что-то, чтобы спасти ей жизнь? Может, я что-то неправильно сделал? Вот. Вам не удалось помочь Агнесу во время родов. А первые два решения не устраивают. А что я мог сделать? Блин. И повлияло ли бы это на что-то? Вот теперь сиди думай.
King Henry of England, son of William the Conqueror, had died. It was a time of poverty and death. In their despair, some had come to believe Christ and all his saints had gone to sleep, and that the pillars of the earth themselves had begun to crumble. Brother Paul? Hello!
You just crossed the bridge, right? That'll be a farthing for you and a penny for your horse.
How dare you ask a toll from a monk? Do you know who I am, brother?
The monk from the woods. Brother Paul said you'd be coming by. He said you'd bring cheese. It's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
It is not much, but I can share this. I hope now it will be...
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Will you take care of my horse, brother? I have come to see Prior James.
Prior James? That's him the bells are tolling for. Leave the horse here. I'll get it down to the priory later. Fish should go nicely with that cheese.
What? Why are they ringing the bells?
Don't you know? The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge?
Я попробую переиграть пролог. Это такая мысль. Мог ли я что-то по-другому сделать? Потому что такая оценка. Вы не помогли ей. Один раз попробую, не получится, так и оставим.
This should do.
Oh, can't complain. After all...
I promise. After tonight, it won't be trees anymore. But wolves in shiring, I will find a job.
What if the bishop wants to hire you for life? To keep his palace in shape, but maybe strengthen the town's defenses? Plain things, Tom Builder.
There. Took me a lifetime to find some dry ones in this wet. Why didn't we just use your staff? That old thing would have done nicely.
Because that thing is precious. It's not made to burn. And we might be able to sell it. Right, now let's see if this does the trick. Yeah, should be dry enough.
I told you.
Martha, you want to cut up some turnips? We'll be making soup.
If it helps.
Alfred, you go and look for water.
We could just eat snow.
No, it'll be proper water for my family. You sit, I'll take care of it.
You still haven't answered my question, Tom Builder. What if the bishop offered you a job like they did in Exeter? Something that is beneath your craft, but pays for a lifetime. Easy work.
Well, building something is never easy.
You know what I mean. After Exeter, you said I could create something that matters, something that stands for eternity, or I could die setting up houses and sheds. But what if houses and sheds would feed your family? Would you stay this time, or would you keep on looking?
I'd be glad to stay.
Would you now? Just promise me you'll think about it.
Maybe we can sell the baby.
Alfred!
I'm joking. Don't listen to me.
Too hard for my fist, but my pot should break it. Houses and sheds. Walls and roofs. I'd be glad. I should be glad.
Tom! What's keeping you?
Мечтать не дадут. Ну, мечтатель человек.
And did you think about what I asked you?
Dreaming of building a cathedral was foolish. When we get to Shiring, I'll take the job.
Why is a cathedral so special?
Well, you've seen a few. You should know.
Yes, but there are so many already. Why do you have to build another one? Is it because God needs more houses?
May I?
If you must.
Well. Actually, a cathedral isn't so different from any other house. It always starts simple, with some walls.
And on top of that, you put a roof.
Very good. A roof to keep off the rain, and walls to keep up the roof. Together that makes one big, long, but dark room. Like a cave. Now, we mustn't forget the doors. And not only doors, but a big and impressive one to let in as many people as possible.
But isn't it still dark in there?
It is. That's why we need some windows. So the people inside can see what they're doing. By now, we've carved quite a few holes in our cathedral. Unfortunately, not every building can carry a roof like that and have so many windows.
So what do we do?
Good and solid work. That's what we do. If we don't want our cave to collapse, we have to make everything perfect. Not only strong, but consistent and perfectly even. The walls, the roof, the windows, everything perfectly proportioned.
You shouldn't say big words like proportioned when talking to a child.
What does it mean?
It means beauty. Well, it means not only will it keep them dry, it will give them hope. Agnes?
Mama?
The baby is coming.
But it's not due. Have your waters broken yet?
Soon after we started walking this morning.
You should have told me.
I'm so tired. I don't believe I can bring it into the world.
Oh, look at all the blood.
Let me cover you. Children? Alfred. Go and collect more wood. Let's have a bigger fire.
More wood?
I can do it. Let me.
Let Martha do it.
I'll be quick.
It'll take forever before she's back.
Get more water. Take snow if you must and make it warm.
Right.
Oh, your hands are cold.
I could warm them for you.
No. Stay here. Please.
Remember when Martha was born and the Lady Isabella acted as midwife?
You were building a chapel, and you asked her to send her maid to fetch the midwife from the village.
Yeah, and she said, that drunken old witch will let her deliver a litter of wolfhound pups. And she took us to our own chamber. And poor Lord Robert could not go to bed until Martha was born. I'd say for a year as bad as this one, we've managed quite well.
You lost your work, and then Martha almost got killed by that pig thief. You call that well?
I know. But we're still here for each other, aren't we? Holding together as a family. Us builders aren't carved out of measly wood. Never were.
You expect a lump of granite to come falling from my legs?
I wouldn't be surprised.
The water's warm now.
Put it next to me.
Это тоже что-то новое.
Is the fire better now?
Can you feel the warmth?
Yes.
I'm here with you.
I know. It's not long now. Be ready.
I'm proud of you.
I feel so weak.
You'll make it. You're a strong woman. That's why I love you so much.
Two of a kind, eh?
She's losing too much blood.
I'm sorry that I kept quiet all day. I didn't want anyone to worry.
It's all right.
The day was hard enough on everyone without me complaining.
I know. But we will get through this.
It's coming! Help me, Tom! It's coming!
I can see it.
Oh!
It looks horrible.
He's perfect. A perfect boy. You're still bleeding.
It's all right. It will stop soon. Tom,
Yes?
you make a fine midwife. Did you know that? Do you remember the night I came to you? In your lodge? When you were working on my father's church?
Of course. How could I ever forget?
I never regretted giving myself to you. Never. For one moment. Every time I think of that night, I feel so glad.
Me too.
I hope you build your cathedral.
I thought you were against it.
I was. But I was wrong. You deserve something beautiful. Build a beautiful cathedral. For me.
Papa, what's wrong with her face?
Agnes. Agnes, wake up.
Ну, итог в итоге тот же. Итог в итоге. Итоговый итог. А вот, вы сделали все, что могли, чтобы помочь Агнесу во время родов. Но только это ничего не изменило абсолютно.
The year of our Lord 1135 had come to an end. King Henry of England, son of William the Conqueror, had died. It was a time of poverty and death. In their despair, some had come to believe Christ and all his saints had gone to sleep, and that the pillars of the earth themselves had begun to crumble. Is there no one to welcome us?
Who goes there? You just crossed the bridge, right? That'll be a farthing for you and a penny for your horse.
Monks and villagers don't have to pay a toll.
Ah, sorry, I'm not good at this. I told Brother Paul. It's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
It is not much, but I can share this. I hope now it will be easier for you to fulfill your duties.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Will you take care of my horse, brother? I've come to see Prior James.
Prior James? That's him the bells are tolling for. Leave the horse here. I'll get it down to the priory later. Fish should go nicely with that cheese.
What? Why are they ringing the bells?
Don't you know? The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge?
Ткань слова Божье.
The shape of these stones is always proof to me that the Lord has created all this, as are the shapes of leaves and snail shells. God has made them and has made them well.
Философски.
I wonder where Paul is.
Так, дорога в Кембридж. Дорога к мельнице. О, наверняка он, если применить Библию, он сейчас что-нибудь скажет про рождение Христа. На ясли, я имею в виду.
And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so.
Нет, не угадал. У него возникли другие ассоциации.
Why is this locked?
Действительно, зачем? Так, подожди. Дорога в деревню, дорога в кулуатор. Что такое кулуатор? Можно я загуглю? Кулуатор. Кулуатор. Кулуатор, окруженный стенами, квадратный или прямоугольный в плане внутренний двор, примыкающий к комплексу зданий средневекового монастыря или церкви. Служил нуждам клира и монашеской братьи и был недоступен для мирян. Кулуаторы типичны для романской и готической архитектуры. То есть кулуатор это уже где-то перед монастырем, да? Давай, наверное, сначала деревню посетим.
Hello?
О, как он быстро побежал.
I'm sure there was someone moving behind a window, but most houses are empty. The monks of Kingsbridge and their servants, I wonder which of them led a more pious life.
When he opened the sixth seal, I looked, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth. The moon became like blood, and the stars of the sky fell to the earth as the fig tree sheds its winter fruit when shaken by a gale.
The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds. And God saw that it was good.
И увидел Бог, что это хорошо. О. О, кстати, сейчас я пропустил, заглянул в Steam, там дали ачивку «Умелая повитуха». Это вот за второе прохождение, видимо. Достиженностью 11,3% игроков. Будет лишняя ачивка. Ладно, идем дальше. Так, теперь в собор, дом капитула. Тропинка на кладбище. Давайте в собор зайдем.
Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the pestilence that walketh in darkness. The pestilence that rode in on the lightning that struck our cathedral 4 years ago. Did you not all feel its presence here ever since? James did, and I did as well. But the Lord says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. Our beloved Prior James has served the Lord all his life. He shall be delivered from the darkness, from this dark earth.
Prior James?
Philip.
Francis?
For many years, James has been our prior. After the upcoming election, I vow to lead Kingsbridge Priory with the same steady hand. Amen.
Philip,
We told your brother you'd come to Kingsbridge New Year's Day.
I did not expect to see you here. I was on my way back to Gloucester and wanted to see you.
A priest working in the world of politics. You must tell us about it, Francis.
Of course.
And his brother a prior of what now? 2 years?
It's been 4 years, Cuthbert.
I see. How are things in St. John in the Forest, Philip?
Our little cell is happy and healthy.
Happy and healthy. Thanks to your brother, Francis, St. John in the Forest is prospering. His novices are obedient, his monks humble and pious, while our own priory is in such a sorry state.
You know James did the best he could. It was not his fault. Also, they make a remarkable cheese in St. John's. Come by the kitchen later to see us, will you?
Brother Cuthbert seemed upset.
Well, we all are. The way James died was disturbing.
А как умер Джеймс?
Disturbing? How did Prior James die?
7 days ago, Brother Remigius found James's room empty. We all looked for him for hours. Then we found his footprints by the bridge and a hole in the ice.
Oh no. No.
In the small hours of Christmas Day, he must have walked out on the river. We didn't even find his body. The river took him, and the cold.
I will pray for James. See me when you have time, Philip. I will be in the cathedral.
And I should go and see how Brother Cuthbert is doing. It's good to see you, Philip. Maybe things will get better after the chapter elects the new prior.
Hopefully. I will come by the kitchen later, Milius.
So what do you think it means?
I don't know. There is no reason to punish us for asking.
At least it wasn't Remigius who punished us. Brother Marcus said he's taking a beating now once a week.
I saw him crying yesterday.
He cried? One more beating by Remigius, and he'll run.
I don't think so.
Do you?
Do you ever think of running?
I did. Everyone did, but I don't get beaten up. Saying prayers 100 times isn't that bad of a punishment.
But it is unjust. Yet I'll stay. Will you stay?
I'll stay too. We're brothers, after all.
And Marcus is our brother too.
I know. That's why I feel sorry for him.
Remigius is our brother as well.
He's the sub-prior. We're novices.
I think we should all be equals.
Let us stay equals. No matter what.
No matter what. Now, what about God's temple?
Какие-то у монахов слишком демократические взгляды. Вот насчет смерти предыдущего настоятеля монастыря, да, сразу же напрашивается, что типа он сам, ну, покончил самоубийством. То есть зачем он пошел к реке? Либо убийство, либо самоубийство. Это для несчастного случая как-то все странно.
look like you want to ask me something.
You are Philip of Gwynedd?
Yes, but you can call me Brother Philip.
You see? Told you he wouldn't mind.
Yes. Now ask him.
How about you ask him?
I already asked Brother Andrew.
That doesn't count. He wouldn't answer.
Of course it counts. He was angry with me.
With both of us. We both had to say the Lord's Prayer.
If you promise to lower your voices from now on.
Oh, of course.
We promise.
Brother Milius told us you know the scripture very well. Could you tell us about God's temple?
Brother Andrew wouldn't tell us.
Must be a place. Cathedral.
That's probably what the guest master was talking about.
Each of us is God's temple, in the way that he created us.
And what if someone does something to God's temple?
The scripture says, if anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him.
Even if he destroys his own temple of God?
So for Prior James, there's no salvation as well?
Самоубийцам не будет даровано спасение. Это правильный ответ. Но знаем ли мы, что это было самоубийство? Неправильно говорить так о человеке, не зная всего наверняка. Ответить как церковник или как нормальный человек? Но опять же, вот это не было самоубийством. Я же наверняка этого не знаю.
Prior James did not commit suicide.
But no one saw him that night. No one knows.
Ну, вот именно, что никто не знает, что произошло. Ну, Бог
knows
знает. На все у него есть ответ.
They say the devil was chasing him.
Don't say his name.
I have seen brave men run, for many reasons. Never have I seen the devil. So we should not make room for him, neither here nor in our hearts. All right?
Yes, Brother Philip.
Thank you, Brother Philip.
Молодежь, все-то их надо.
So, again, we're all God's temple.
Так, дорога к портику собора, к мельнице, оттуда мы пришли.
Because God created us in His image.
На кладбище нам рано, дом капитула. Давай к портику, посмотрим, что там есть.
No, we are the temple.
Why a church then?
Какие же разговорчивые монахи, неужели у них нет занятий? Насколько я знаю, у средневековых монахов всегда были дела. Там вино делали, сыр. Так, вот мост мы пришли, домик сборщика пошлин. На мельнице мы были. Так, ходили в деревню отсюда, потом вернули. Видимо, вот сюда где-то мы попали. Да, вот сюда вот. Смотри, вот сюда. Вот здесь дорога на кладбище. Ладно, мы оттуда вышли. Кухня. Давай на кухню сходим. Я же просил чувак заглянуть на кухню.
Philip. Brother Milius.
Come. Warm yourself by the oven.
Is that Philip? Tell him to warm himself by the oven.
Thank you, Brother Cuthbert.
Брат Кадберт вот этот. Напоминает типичного алкаша. Не знаю почему. Почему-то кажется, что он алкаш.
Ah, wonderful.
I always put some extra stones on the stove to warm up water. Put one in your pocket, and you'll keep warm.
Oh?
Разумно.
Ouch.
Careful, they're hot.
Так, прошу прощения, пойду я себе водички налью.
Milliers? Why do you keep a beautiful pot like this around?
Oh, it reminds me that we should strive for order and beauty. I started collecting some seeds and nuts because I wanted to start a new garden.
A good idea.
I never got around to collecting more, though. If you find some, let me know.
You keep everything nice and tidy around here, Milius?
It's not easy. This morning one of my ladles broke. That's never a good sign. Everything is falling apart.
Так переживать из-за черпака. Ну все же ломается.
Hard at work, as usual, Milius?
I have to serve salt fish 6 times a week now.
We hear you have fresh fish every day at your cell in the forest.
Every other day, we even have poultry.
You have done wonderful work at St. John's, Philip. We, on the other hand, had a weak prior for 13 years. May the Lord rest his soul. What you worked hard for at St. John's is wasted here in the mother house.
After the election, the new prior ought to put things right.
Remigius? Put things right?
Maybe we underestimate Remigius.
He's about to burn all the books and documents in the prior's room, including the priory's ledgers.
Remigius says James asked for everything to be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
What? Without the ledgers, the priory's finances will be beyond saving. Was no one else nominated?
Only Cuthbert.
I refused. I'm too old.
No one else dares to follow in Prior James's footsteps. Not since he began talking to the devil.
What?
One day he started talking to the devil, as if they were standing side by side.
То есть он сошел с ума?
He was bargaining with the devil for his soul, whispering about his sins.
His sins? We'll talk more later.
Заметили забавную вещь? Он сказал, что 6 дней в неделю вынужден кормить монахов соленой рыбой. И там что он сейчас делает? Он, блядь, солит рыбу. То есть свежая же рыба есть? Раз он ее солит. Он же не соленую рыбу солит. Хотя, конечно, есть 6 дней в неделю соленую рыбу, это... Чересчур.
Brother Cuthbert.
Ah, we were waiting for you. I hope you brought some of that wonderful cheese you make at St. John's.
I gave it to one of your novices.
Why would you do that?
He said it's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
Greedy brother Marcus.
You are too trusting, Philip.
Brother Cuthbert, you seem worried.
Prior James was a kind man, but the priory is in a terrible state, Philip.
Philip knows. He was just too kind to say anything.
Yes, I know. I wanted to use my New Year's visit to talk with Prior James about these matters.
We should be rich. The Priory has much land and collects from many parish churches. But we are in debt. Our novices steal from us, Philip.
The novices are stealing?
Yes. Someone took my keys. Remigius blames me for losing them. But someone used them to steal food from the cellar more than once. Today I found something missing again.
Let us continue another time, Brother Cuthbert.
Of course.
Знаете, что я тут подумал? Я не смог взять камень, потому что он слишком горячий. А у нас же ведь есть тряпочка. Если мы попробуем вот тут так. О.
Nice and warm, and I didn't burn my hands, Milius.
I knew you could do it.
Теперь у нас есть горячий камень. Так, что это у нас? О, брат Пол. Его уже не было здесь, да?
Brother Paul?
Philip. Ah, ouch. Oh.
Here, Paul.
Oh. Ouch. Oh. A hot stone. Ah. It's a mercy, Philip. Thank you.
Remigius should give you a fire, or not have you sit here at all.
I don't really mind. Winter is bound to end sometime. Philip, if you ever run into trouble with Remigius, be careful to answer him. Do not stay silent.
Silent?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. He becomes weak and defensive. It's not fitting for a sub-prior, let alone prior.
What's wrong with your foot, Brother Paul?
Oh, just a chilblain. It will ease when the spring comes, and the hot stone really helps, Philip.
You should have a fire.
It's all right. It's not that cold.
Don't take it lightly. Many will die this winter for lack of food or shelter.
Remigius thinks the Lord is testing us. Only the sinners perish.
No, the poor perish, and those that he has freezing out here.
Don't say anything to Remigius, will you? If he thinks I've been complaining, he'll be displeased.
What did you say again about Remigius's weakness?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. It's not fitting for a sub-prior.
I have to leave, Brother Paul.
Take care of yourself. It's getting colder, I think.
Francis, you look troubled.
You could always read me.
Like a book, little brother.
It's good to see you, Philip. King Henry is dead.
I know. Word reached St. John's shortly before I left.
First the king, and now Prior James.
God has a plan.
I know he does, but King Henry's death caused quite a commotion in the world of politics. Dark times are coming. There will be war.
Так, записи Фрэнсиса о почившем короле Генрихе, королеве Мод и короле Стефане. Первая часть датирована 1 января 1136 года. Долгие годы король Генрих оставался без наследника, поскольку многие его родственники, включая сына, утонули, пересекая пролив в одну ненавистную ночь в 1120 году. Наконец его дочь Мод родила сына. Последним пожеланием Генриха было, чтобы королем под именем Генриха II стал его малолетний внук по достижением совершеннолетия. А до того момента править должна была мать наследника, королевская дочь. Несмотря на то, что королева Мод была законной наследницей, нормандская знать не была к ней расположена ввиду ее брака с Жофруа Анжуйским. Герцогство Анжу и Нормандское соперничали на протяжении долгого времени, и теперь это соперничество готово перерасти в войну, которая разразится прямо здесь, в Англии, поскольку кузен Мод, Стефан Блуаский, приплыл из Нормандии и узурпировал трон. Стоит ли мне, монаху, вообще вмешиваться в политические какие-то игры? Наверное, нет. С другой стороны, средневековая церковь без политики, это же скучно. Он же мой брат, в конце концов.
Only we could stop the suffering.
Maybe we can. I came not just to meet you. I was sent to look for a messenger of my lord, Earl Robert.
Here? In Kingsbridge?
Farmers said the messenger was heading for Kingsbridge 2 weeks ago. The knight was carrying a confidential document that might change the course of the conflict. People here trust you. Maybe the monks here know something?
We will find him.
One more thing. No one can know why we're looking for the knight.
Разузнать о пропавшем рыцаре. Хорошо. Наверное, здесь какой-то ключ нужен, да? Ну, вряд ли Библия.
I believe the tasks that lie ahead of me are down here, near the ground.
Так, проход в клуатор. Не знаю, зачем я это сделал.
Why do we create temples if we are the temple?
Господи, эти все рассуждают.
Isn't it almost arrogant to try and build a greater temple?
Don't say that.
Why not?
Brother Arnaldus, how are you?
Huh? What?
How are you? Are you well?
Oh, Brother Philip. Yes, I am well. It's just that the dead won't stay in the ground.
What?
The dead. It's probably those badgers, always digging up the graves.
May his soul rest in peace.
My father gave the priory a good deal of land to keep me fed. I won't eat salted fish all day.
Me neither.
Shall we go into the cellar again tonight?
Yes, Brother Marcus. You still have old Cuthbert's keys?
Indeed I do. I hid them right in the church. Stuffed them in the large crack in the wall.
I could do some crack stuffing myself.
I bet you could.
Так, а если я с ними поговорю?
We should go to shiring sometime.
Oh,
Heard
yeah.
they have a big-titted harlot there. One that would even do you.
Хулиганы новицы, а? Боже мой. Там не чистят, что ли? Похоже, да. А вот почему их потушил. Потому что они дорогие. Так. Вот трещина в стене. Там, наверное, я найду эти ключи.
The novice said he hid the keys in here. They're here. I have them. This brother Marcus really did steal Cuthbert's keys. No, I'll stay down here. I'm not good with heights.
Так, теперь вопрос. Как нам лучше поступить? Пойти отдать эти ключи этому деду алкашу? Ну, предполагаемому алкашу. И оставить себе, чтобы иметь возможность пройти в какие-то запертые двери. Интересный вопрос. Может, стоит отдать их попозже?
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the cathedral. It feeds us.
What we have to ask ourselves is, can our Saint Adolphus still protect Kingsbridge in these dark times?
He couldn't protect Prior James. Ever since that lightning struck the cathedral, he wasn't the same.
When you take over my position as sacrist, you should implore the bishop to send us a new relic. By then I'll be sub-prior. The new prior and I will support you in this.
Если честно, я не понял, в чем идея ничего. Попробуй держать.
A new relic might also attract more pilgrims.
Philip of Gwynedd, I wanted to talk to you. How dare you disturb Brother Remigius' requiem?
I'm afraid the choir is waiting for me.
Stay, brother. There's no reason you shouldn't hear what Philip has to say for himself.
Я был потрясен.
I was shocked by the prior's death.
We all were. Now, I'm sure at St. John's you're a good prior, but here we adhere to the rules.
Brother Andrew, have you heard about a knight in Kingsbridge?
Aside from the ones that visited for Christmas? No. If there had been an official guest, I would know. And no one stayed at our guest house.
You mentioned a new prior.
The election will be held in a few days, when we all convene for the chapter meeting.
Let us continue this conversation later.
Of course. There's a lot of planning for me to do for the upcoming election.
We are people of God. Yet we need to eat too.
I asked not to be disturbed.
Brother Remigius, I'm sorry I interrupted your service.
You mean Prior James's service?
Quite so. I heard he fell through the ice. Horrible.
Yes. I was the one who found his rosary by the river. Now let me continue my work.
Надо ли говорить о...
Why would Prior James walk out onto the river at night?
He was chased.
Chased? By whom?
The accuser.
But why would the devil be chasing him?
Better to not get involved in all this, hmm? Don't you have your own priory cell to run?
You really believe the devil killed the prior?
Some of the brothers do, and I respect their beliefs. We may never know what happened, and that's that. Now let me get back to my work.
Да что ты такой все вернуться к работе-то? Что ты там делаешь-то такого?
Did a knight come to Kingsbridge within the last few weeks?
Of course. Even the bishop and the earl were here for the Christmas service. I held the sermon.
And the week before?
That week I was not here. Andrew Sacrist and I travelled to Shiring to hire cooks and buy food for our guests.
I see.
We come together here. The pilgrims donate. So do the nobles.
Brother Andrew.
What is it now?
I see. A temple to feed the temple.
Yes.
No need to lock the guest house.
It's getting cold. When will these novices learn to close the door?
We must take good care of us. And our cathedral.
We must.
Brothers, have you two heard about a knight visiting Kingsbridge?
The Earl of Shiring was here, and some of his knights.
And many other nobles at Christmas.
It would have been a lone rider, a messenger.
I don't think so.
If someone had come to Kingsbridge, Brother Paul would have seen him.
Brother Paul went back out to his toll hut.
I see. Thank
Rotten edge. We used to eat them. Now, they're eating us.
Это месть. Это месть, брат.
Say, has there been a knight to Kingsbridge?
A knight? A knight? Yes. He's here. Right here.
Do you know who he was? How did he die?
Brother Paul found him.
Where is Paul?
Down at the bridge, freezing his walnuts off, I reckon. He talked to him. I only put him in the ground. That's all I ever do.
Do you have any idea what the knight was doing here?
Probably tried to jump off the end of the world.
What do you mean?
There is nothing here. Kingsbridge lies at the end of the road. Nobody comes here.
Брат Пол, это тот, которому камушек дал, да?
Brother Paul, a word. Have you heard about a knight in Kingsbridge?
A knight? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Yes. He was just lying by the road, just a mile away from the priory. He must have fallen from his horse.
Where is he now?
He died. We buried him in the cemetery.
Did he have a name? Did he say anything?
Oh, he could not speak. But the look in his eyes told me he was afraid. I held his hand and prayed with him while he died.
Did the knight have anything with him?
There was a letter. I gave it to Prior James. Remigius will probably burn it with the rest of James's papers. James insisted that all his books and documents shall be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
I heard about this. I think that would be unwise.
Sometimes I wonder if it was because of that letter. A few days later, Prior James fell through the ice. Right here, Philip. Maybe I brought a curse on Kingsbridge. Yes, maybe it was me.
This priory is...
А зачем вообще? Локация. Вот, кстати. А, ну гостевой дом.
Milius, may I have a word with you?
What can I do for you, Brother Philip?
Prior James had a document I would like to see.
It's probably amongst the things that Remigius is going to burn.
Oh, no.
He's in the prior's room. Maybe you can talk him out of it.
Did you see a knight in Kingsbridge?
You mean, aside from the nobles attending the Christmas service? No. You look like you have some... I'll be here.
А почему у меня нету инвентаря с ключами? Я думал, Кадберт дать ключи.
Brother Cuthbert.
Philip.
Я нашел ключи.
Cuthbert, I believe I...
Where did you find...
The thief hid them in the cathedral.
That is a sacrilege. Will you report the thief to Remigius, Brother Philip?
I will think about it.
Keep them until we know what to do, will you?
I'm looking for a document that was given to Prior James.
It's probably...
I will leave you to your work.
I will leave you to yours.
What is it? Can you not see that I'm working?
I would like to take a look at Prior James's documents.
And why is that, Brother Philip?
Well, our little cell has given much to the Mother House. I would like to ensure that all is accounted for.
So you do not trust us, Philip, is that it?
The state of this priory...
The state of this priory is the concern of the Prior of Kingsbridge.
I still would like to see the prior's documents.
They will be burned tonight.
I heard about that.
It was Prior James's last wish. I'm following his request.
But the new prior will be lost without the ledgers and contracts.
After the election, I'll be the new prior.
For now, you are not. Only the chapter meeting can decide on these matters.
Of course. Brother Andrew will surely understand why you would go against James's last request. If you really want to be of help, look for Brother Cuthbert's keys. He's getting old, misplacing them all the time.
About the chapter meeting.
Oh, talk to Brother Andrew. He will be just as pleased as me to have you around. Now leave.
Yes.
We can't allow Prior James's books to be burned.
That, Philip, was Prior James's wish.
This priory is in debt. And without the ledgers and documents, that will never change. Besides, the wisdom in his books is priceless.
It is not up to you to make decisions in this priory, Brother Philip.
Silence! Your self-indulgence is inexcusable. If you don't see why this priory needs those ledgers, you are a poor choice as a sub-prior. My one and only concern is the well-being of Kingsbridge.
If that is true, I won't stand in your way to argue your case in front of the chapter meeting. When I'm done here, I will tell all the monks to come to the chapter house.
Would it help if I went and told some of them?
Feel free to do that. But I insist that the choir finishes practicing before we start. They're already behind schedule.
No. I heard it, I'm sure. There was something. He's right.
You seem troubled.
They won't sing. It's Adolphus. There was nothing, believe me.
I heard him crying in the crypt. I think I heard him too.
No, you are mistaken.
It sounded like a whip, like he was chastising himself. It's the end of days.
Brother Philip, please help me. Prove to them that there is nothing and no one down there. Now stop it. Concentrate.
There it was again.
Yeah.
No talking. Now we sing.
Are you sure you heard something? Yes, I'm sure.
Это. Или это так должно быть? Это глюк.
Locked.
Ну, заперто. Но у меня же есть... Блин, у меня же есть ключи.
I think I heard it again. Adolphus.
А, во. Теперь появилась.
Let's see what we can find. No reason to be afraid. Nothing. These old cathedrals are bound to make strange sounds. Nothing here. The saint rests in peace. Even if it is Adolphus, we would have to welcome him. Hello? No. No one. Not a thing. thought so. Nothing here. Hello? Go! What is that? What is that? It's the size of a child. Hello? Oh! An owl. Just an owl. The choir will be relieved to know that. I should tell them. The brothers did hear some.
I heard it. There was something. He's right.
Now stop it. Concentrate.
There it was again. What was that?
No talking. Now we sing.
Are you sure you heard something? Yes, I'm sure.
There is no need to worry, brother. Adolphus is resting.
I told you it was.
God bless you.
I knew I heard something.
Now.
Я отвлекся. Готовить вареники.
There will be a chapter meeting in a few minutes.
Oh, yes? We will be there.
Thank you for letting us know.
Да, пожалуйста.
I found some beech nuts.
Ah, we will grow a beech tree then.
Wonderful.
If we ever get round to starting the garden.
I'm sure you will. There will be a chapter meeting today.
You convinced Andrew? Miracles do happen. We will be there. You have our support.
There will be a chapter meeting today.
Excellent. I can't wait to see you and Remigius quarrel.
Brother Cuthbert?
Do not worry. We are on your side.
Может быть, ключи уже можно вернуть?
Cuthbert, I believe I found your keys.
Where did you find them?
The thief
Я же тебе
hid them
говорил
in the
уже, где
cathedral.
That is a sacrilege. Will you report the thief to Remigius, Brother Philip?
I will think about it.
Keep them until we know what to do, will you?
Едете. Так. А этих-то надо звать? Нет, интересно.
Brother Arnaldus. There's a chapter meeting today.
Today, I'll be there. Wouldn't miss that.
Так, а на вид всех нужно приглашать?
A waste of time. The keys will not.
Oh.
Brother Marcus stole Cuthbert's keys.
Brother Marcus. I will deal with him. You were right to report this to me. Theft is something we cannot take lightly.
About the keys that were...
I will deal.
About the...
Oh. Talked. Now leave.
Понятно. Так, теперь нужно этого же поставить.
There will be a chapter meeting soon.
Ah, thank you for letting me know, Philip. Remember my advice about Remigius.
Locked.
А можем ли мы вот этими ключами открыть? О, да, можем. Так, а что тут есть? Так. Так, послание вырезано на деревянной стене старой мельницы, найденное в январе 1136 года. Братья, я должен покинуть вас. Я не нашел Бога в этом месте. Палка помощника приора Ремигия больше никогда не коснется моей спины. Никогда. Возможно, я найду Бога где-то еще. Фома, сентябрь 1130. А этот Ремигий садист. Конечно, что я могу с ним?
This will not help to get hold. To repair this, it will need more than my faith.
Thank you for your help.
How could I not help you? The sacrist agreed to a meeting. That way I might be able to...
Good thinking. I will attend, of course.
Brother Andrew has arranged...
Yes, please go ahead.
Так. Теперь вроде всех собрал. А, да, вот достижение ушло, общий сбор. Значит, собрал всех. Вот сюда идти. При центре.
The choir has finished singing. Are you ready for... If you have any other business, the meeting could...
I'm not ready yet.
Let me know. We must be...
Я вроде все здесь. Единственное, может попробовать еще ключи теперь вернуть, когда они уже, наверное, уже точно не нужны.
Cuthbert,
Where did...
The thief...
That is... Will you...
I already...
Keep them until we know what...
Это все. Тогда, значит, мы готовы.
The chapter, the day, if there are...
The chapter meeting is more important. And this is why Prior James's wish must not be honoured. Kingsbridge Priory would be beyond saving without financial records.
I think we have all understood the reason for your concern, Brother Philip. But before we come to a decision, let us hear other voices of concern.
I would like to know why you would doubt the wisdom in Prior James's decision.
Maybe you didn't know him as well as we did, Philip. I can say I knew him well. We all here knew him. So did you know him?
Так, нам дали совет молчать.
What are you trying to achieve with your silence? You waste our time.
I say he knew him well.
James was the one who asked Philip to take care of St. John in the Forest.
One of the most prosperous cells in all of Shiring, if not England.
It was a wise decision then.
But his last wish was not? Well, was it? What are you waiting for? Answer me.
Молчи.
Your silence is offensive. You came to talk,
начал беситься
so
уже.
talk.
Prior James was a troubled man.
Yes, he left the priory in the dead of night.
God was testing Prior James.
I say the devil chased him. Do you doubt that? Do you doubt that, Philip? Surely you must have an answer.
Молчи.
I know because Prior James confided in me.
Они за меня все говорят. Зачем говорить что-то?
Maybe it wasn't the devil. We've never seen him.
Don't speak for him. He hasn't answered any of my questions.
The novices would be better advised not to speak up.
Philip is a good man. He was the only one to say I should have a fire.
But did he do anything besides talk?
Yes, he brought me a hot stone.
That's our Philip.
But why don't you tell us the real reason you have come before us? You not only came to save these books, you have another motivation, do you not? We deserve the truth. What are your true intentions?
Let me answer.
No. Why is he not answering any of my questions? Tell him, all of you, tell him to answer me.
Calm down, Remigius. Philip has said what he had to say.
Why is no one listening to me?
Look around you. This priory is in a sorry state. Please vote to save the prior's documents from the fire. It's the only way to help this priory.
I say we leave the decision not up to a vote, but to Remigius.
That is against the rules.
Is it? He will be our new prior in a few days. Cuthbert declined, do you not remember?
I remember well. And I say no one in Kingsbridge is better suited for prior than Remigius.
Oh, that's what I said.
Well, thank you, brother.
Unfortunately not.
Oh, that's true.
Hear, hear. I wonder why Cuthbert declined.
Surely not.
That said, there is someone not from our priory, someone better suited. I nominate Philip of Gwynedd to be the new prior of Kingsbridge. What do you say, Philip?
I can't disagree with that.
Well, yes, obviously, my choice.
What?
Excellent choice.
What about Remigius?
Вот это поворот.
That's surprising.
Great
Prior
idea.
Philip.
Brother Philip, do you accept the nomination?
Thank you for your kind offer, but we would not want to impose on you, Brother Remigius.
Oh, but I insist. I will help you.
No, you really must not. We will see you later. Thank you. We don't have much time. Evening Mass will begin soon.
Should I not have accepted the nomination?
You've never been good at saying no. And Milius is right. Kingsbridge needs you.
What about St. John's?
I will ride there tomorrow. I will let them know you will be staying in Kingsbridge for a few days. Thanks to you, these documents and books will not be burned. Now, we have to find that letter.
You truly think the letter can help prevent a war?
If the message says what I think it says, then yes, I do.
Записи Фрэнсиса о почившем короле Генрихе, королеве Мод и короле Стефане. Вторая часть, датирована 1 января 1136 года. Нашего нового короля Стефана поддерживает большинство нормандской знати и даже церковь. Его младший брат Генри, епископ Винчестерский, один из самых влиятельных священнослужителей во всей Англии. Он заставил Стефана поклясться усилить позиции церкви, которой почти не было политического влияния при короле Генрихе. Великий день для церкви и для всех нас. Проблема в том, что он один из незаконнорожденных сыновей короля. Мой господин граф Роберт Глостерский хочет посадить на трон свою единокровную сестру Мод. Он убежден, что она будет во всем полагаться на его указания и советы во время правления. Союзником Роберта является Бартоломью, граф Ширинга, преданный вассал короля Генриха, поклявшегося защищать его род. Для восстановления попорных прав королевы Мод, графы Ширинга и Глостера подняли восстание против короля Стефана. Еще немного, и начнется война.
Now, let us look for the letter.
Nothing here.
If we must, we'll look between the pages of every single book. But for now, let's concentrate on the more obvious places to search.
The writing here is strangely distorted and illegible. But it must be James's writing.
Age can be a troublesome burden.
Francis, I think I found it.
In the Bible?
Revelations, the Apocalypse of St. John. And they called to the mountains and rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand?" The Lamb? What was James afraid of? Was it this letter?
No, the letter is still sealed. Break the seal.
Письмо, датированное 18 декабря 1135 года Роберту Глостерскому. Назовите дату, и в назначенный день мы будем готовы пролить кровь во имя королевы Мод. Я со своими людьми выступлю против Стефана Блуасского. Мы не развяжем войну, мы лишь разожжем ее пламя. Стефан и все, кто поклялся ему в верности, сами развязали войну в тот день, когда предали дочь короля Генриха. В тот день, когда Стефан узурпировал ее трон. Бартоломью, граф Ширинга.
Oh, this is it. You found it.
The Earl of Shiring is about to start a war.
Yes. He's made contact with my own master, Earl Robert of Gloucester.
Who is this King Stephen that has taken the throne?
A nephew of King Henry. Do you ever think of the day our parents died?
Francis, you know I don't like to talk of that.
I know. It's just that I think of them all the time. And I've always blamed King Henry. The Church suffered under his rule as much as we did in Wales. Philip, you have to show this letter to the Bishop of Kingsbridge.
Почему я?
Why me?
Because you have to. There's no other way. Our late King Henry was opposed to Rome's influence in England. King Stephen, on the other hand, swore to preserve the rights and privileges of the Church, and we can help him if you tell the bishop to protect Stephen.
You want the bishop to help the new king, King Stephen?
I want a king who supports the Church. I want these dark times to end. I want to stop the Earl of Shiring from starting a war. He could set the whole of England on fire. My lord the Earl of Gloucester can never know what I was doing here. You must not tell the truth about how or where you got this letter. Don't tell anyone I was involved.
Если мы откажемся, брат должен будет сам это письмо отдать. При этом он получится предать своего господина. Если согласимся, путаемся в какие-то политические интриги. I don't know, давай.
You really think the bishop will help?
Tell him you found the letter by coincidence.
And if he does not believe me, what then?
He will believe you. The question is, will he really try to stop the Earl of Shiring? I will ride to St. John's and tell your monks you will stay in Kingsbridge until the election.
What if the Earl of Shiring finds out what I'm doing? What if the bishop tells him?
Philip, calm down. He is your bishop.
I'm a simple monk. Who am I to talk to a bishop?
Вы помогли Франсису раскрыть заговор против короля. Вы стали одним из кандидатов на место Леора Кинга. Вы согласились встретиться, несли на вора брата Марка. Вы отдали горячий камень брату Полу и облегчили. И Миги вышел на встречу. Он вас убил. А вы нашли послание на месте. Орешки для сада брата. Насушит в животе.
I'd rather not.
Мертвый кабан. Мы можем его разделать и сожрать. Так, наверное, надо сохраниться. Юху! Пинч! Пинч! Ах, блять, убежал. О, бедная оленёшка.
Yes.
Но нам надо кушать. Прости, оленёшка. Но мы умираем с голода.
For a long time, it was the only name I had known. I was born and raised in a cave by my mother. We were used to getting by, but that year the winter had been harsh. I was proud to have killed my first deer that day. And while waiting for Mother to help me cure it, I decided to practice my reading.
The Lord and King of all France, Charles the Great, has spent 7 long years fighting in Spain. He has conquered the highlands and the plain. Before him not a single fort remains. Before him not a single fort remains.
Afternoon was approaching fast, and Mother still hadn't returned. So, if I wanted to cure the meat, I had to do it on my own. Else it would all go to waste.
Живя как изгои вдали от цивилизации и защиты закона, Эллен с Джеком были вынуждены держать в доме разное оружие, и стрелковое, и холодное. Был там и лук, который мог служить как средством самообороны, так и инструментом для добычи пропитания. Большинству изгоев предъявляли обвинения, но перед судом они так и не представали. По закону всех прав, в том числе на собственность, аннулировались, а договоры признавались утратившими силу. У них больше не было прав, потому кто угодно мог причинить им вред, схватить и передать властям. Поэтому большинству изгоев приходилось жить скрытно, промышляя воровством.
I can't eat it raw. I need to cure it. Meat goes bad fast. Good. It's warmer. Now I need some wet wood to make it smoke properly.
Так.
There he is. Charles the Great, the protector of... You're coming with me. Huh? What's that?
Easy now, it's just someone little. No need to be afraid.
I'm going to follow him. You go home and wait for me, little cub.
Mother?
Don't move. We killed a pig thief in Salisbury. We can kill you too. Bloody outlaw. Where's the baby? Did you eat it?
I don't have the baby.
Right. What's this?
Give it back.
What do you want with this? You can't read.
Give it back.
Leave the boy be, Alfred.
He took the baby. I saw him take Mother's cloak. He's the only one around. Who else would have taken it?
Wolves.
Found this.
It's Mother's cloak. The baby was wrapped in it, so he must have taken it as well.
A monk took it.
A monk?
Yes, on a horse.
Is that true? Where did he go?
He should take us there.
Leave him alone. He's just a boy.
What is your name, boy?
Jack.
Do you live in these woods, Jack? Then you know this place better than us. Please. I don't know why I left the child. I thought I couldn't take care of him alone, but I cannot leave him to die either. I have to know if he's all right. Will you help us? You're a good lad. I owe you.
If you want your silly book back, you better keep your word.
For now, I had no choice. The girl was sobbing, while her father remained tense but quiet. The boy kept on pushing me, which confused me greatly. I had never been hated before. If I had any plans of getting away, it would be like hunting deer. I had to stay sharp until the others forgot to be. The monk had crossed a small stream, or he had followed its course north, which would have led him towards the next village. Either way, the tracks ended at a riverbed as evening was fast approaching. The big man looked at me. "Which way, boy?" he asked. But I could only guess.
А я вот все думаю насчет мяса-то, оно не пропадет. Может, сначала надо было его все-таки закоптить. Наверняка, да. Наверняка нужно было закоптить мясо. Или неправильно?
Yes.
My name is Jack. I was proud to have killed my first, and while waiting for
The Lord and King of has spent. He has before him. Before him, not a.
afternoon was approached, so if I want.
There he is. You're coming with me. Huh? Good. It's warmer. Now I need some wet wood to make it smoke properly.
С другой стороны, вот он боится, что мясо испортится. По идее же зима на улице. Можно сделать что-то типа холодильника, чтобы звери не достали.
Mother will be proud.
На дерево подвесить.
Now, what's that? I can't eat it raw.
Кажется, он скоплится.
Easy now, it's just someone. No need to.
I'm going to follow him. You go home and wait for me, little cub.
Mother?
Don't move. We killed a pig thief in Salisbury, we can kill you too. Bloody outlaw. Where's the baby? Did you eat it?
I don't have the baby.
Right. What's this?
Give it back.
What do you want with this? You can't read.
Give it back.
Leave the boy be, Alfred.
He took the baby. I saw him take Mother's cloak. He's the only one around. Who else would have taken it?
Wolves.
Found this.
It's Mother's cloak. The baby was wrapped in it, so he must have taken it as well.
A monk took it.
A monk?
Yes, on a horse.
Is that true?
Ну так ты сходи проверь, там лошадиные копыта, это точно следы есть.
He should take us there.
Leave him alone. He's just a boy.
What is your name, boy?
Jack.
Do you live in these woods, Jack? Then you know this place better than us. Please. I don't know why I left the child. I thought I couldn't take care of him alone, but I cannot leave him to die either. I have to know if he's all right. Will you help us? You're a good lad. I owe you.
If you want your silly book back, you better keep your word.
For now, I had no choice. The girl was... The monk had crossed a small stream. By now, the girl's sobs had ceased, as she had fallen asleep on her father's shoulders. The water was icy, and it hurt. He slapped my hand away and pushed himself up. When we reached the bank, he was drenched and shook bitterly.
What is it?
He got us lost.
Did you?
Papa, I'm tired.
That's all right. Come on, up on my shoulders you go.
No, I'm too heavy, and you're too tired anyway. I will remain steadfast.
You should all get some rest. Alfred, stay here with them while I take a look ahead.
No, don't go.
I won't be far, dear. Besides, you can do me a favour while I'm gone. Have an eye on the lads and make sure they get some sleep, all right?
All right.
See? You are steadfast. I won't be long.
You stay where I can see you while my sister rests. And no tricks.
Ha.
Huh? What is it? Did you hear something?
Don't be scared.
I'm not. I don't like you. Tell me, why do you care about your book so much? Wait, where is it? You sneaky thief. I knew it. You just want to rob us.
You took it first.
You're an animal. You don't even know what it is.
I'm not an animal. I'm a hunter.
A hunter? What do you hunt?
Boar, duck, deer.
So you are an outlaw. No one's allowed to hunt deer except for the king.
The king?
Yes, the king of the English. You've never even heard about him, have you? You only know how to rob and how to kill.
The Lord and King of all France, Charles the Great, has spent 7 long years fighting in Spain. He has conquered the highlands and the plain. Before him, not a single fort remains.
What are you rambling on about?
It's from the book.
Hey, you see that? Over there in the fog. There is something there. What is it?
A deer. It broke through the ice and died.
Children! Martha, wake up, dear.
Who's she?
We met in the forest. I'm Jack's mother. Come here, Jack.
Did you find him?
Yes, dear, we did.
The baby is safe. The monk brought it to a small cell not far from here.
But we won't go there now. Ellen offered us shelter for tonight.
I have. Follow me.
If I'd known you lived this close, my Agnes might have been saved.
Don't fool yourself. When a woman is bleeding inside, it either stops or it doesn't. All you can do is keep her warm, and you did that. I'm sorry, but the living must take care of the living. Jack, give the children some soup, will you? Will you be able to get work soon?
Hard to say. People don't usually hire a new master builder in winter. Too cold for stirring water.
Thank you, Jack.
Sometimes you get lucky, but not this year. Some time ago, I had work in Exeter. They offered me the post of builder for the Castellan to keep the walls and defences in shape. And it would have kept me busy for the rest of my life. We would have lived like bishops.
What happened?
I refused. All I cared about was working on a cathedral again. I was a fool.
You can do better than to build churches.
Well, I worked on one once. That was good work. I won't ramble on now. But if you ask Martha, she'll tell you everything about it.
You know, a man like you should not beat himself so hard.
No. No, there is no excuse for leaving my baby's son behind.
Women die in labor. Men abandon their children all the time. It is rare that they return.
Is that what happened to you and your son?
No. That is an altogether different story. One I haven't even told Jack yet. All I can say is, I raised him alone in this cave, outside of town law. Just us and the forest.
How do you get by?
We hunt, we gather. It works well enough for us two to survive. You can thank Jack for the meal, by the way. My little cub caught his first deer today, all by himself.
I'm impressed.
What's a cathedral?
It's a big house for people to pray.
They go there to rob each other?
No, they don't prey on each other. They talk to God.
It's a place of worship and a home for priests and monks.
Oh.
Eat well, children. You'll need your strength.
And so do you, Master Builder. Go on, tuck in.
I will. Thank you.
Что ты тоже есть захотел?
Well, they're asleep now.
Причем похлеб.
What is it?
I told you that the monk had taken the baby to a small cell nearby. It's true, but I advise you to stay away from there.
What? Why?
Because you abandoned it. That counts as murder.
Then I have to steal him. I have to own up to what I've done. I have to take back my son.
Think for a moment. You have been out of work since summer. A baby needs a lot of care. More than your other children. How will you feed him?
But what am I to do then? Live like you? I don't know a thing about hunting. I'm a mason. Even in a castle I'm more at home than here.
Leave the baby with the monks. He'd be warm and fed. You wouldn't have to carry him while you look for work. And when you do find something, you can come back and fetch him.
I don't know. Since Agnes died, I don't know anything anymore.
You're a good man, Tom Builder. You're kind and gentle and strong. You will do the right thing. You also don't have to go through this alone, you know. Jack and I will have to leave this place soon. The winter is too cruel, and we might not survive if we stayed. We could all travel together.
I don't know. I have my hands full with my children already.
I can help you take care of them. If you promise to teach my son how to get along in the world of men. We may be strangers now, but we would be at each other's side, helping out however we can.
The living must take care of the living.
Yes.
That night I dreamed of a strange world. One of knights and monks preying upon each other in a big, dark cave. There were small castles, dead deer, and a giant called Tom. In that dream I was happy. I tightly held my mother's hand, watching the kind giant and learning his mysterious ways.
Так, сохранимся. Ну и, наверное, сделаем тут немного.